It was the most challenging schedule I've ever encountered.
We have something like 380 speaking roles. The riots, the demonstrations.
Drama happened here, and you just have to put the camera on it and tell it truthfully, and I think they do it well.
This is a story about how politics is actually practiced in America. You can run a long way as a politician in this country on the twin currencies of fear and money. In Yonkers, those two things really tore the town up.
If Yonkers officials do not approve 200 units of public housing, I will find the city of Yonkers in contempt.
It's the story of integration in a neighborhood of people who were not willing to do so.
There was a need for more affordable housing. Yonkers had, for generations, put it in one very tiny area of the city to keep the city hyper-segregated.
The judge said 200 units of low-income housing were to be built in the predominantly white, affluent part of town.
It set off a bomb.
Nick was basically thrown to the dogs by his higher-up, saying, "We're going to run you for mayor." They were imagining they were going to sacrifice him.
He knocked off the six-time incumbent by saying, look, the difference between him and me is I voted to appeal the housing. He voted not to appeal.
As soon as he got in, he found out that there was no grounds for appeal.
You promised us an appeal. You have succeeded in raping the voters of this city.
He was going to be a great mayor and have all these wonderful things that he was going to do. And then Judge Sand comes down and says, you know, this housing has to be built, and everything changed.
People were very upset about the idea that their property values would be somehow compromised by public housing.
200 of these damn townhouses are within walking distance of my house, and I don't want it.
She's part of this very strident group that opposes it, and she doesn't want this element down her street.
These were people who felt that they were fighting for their community, and they really felt that they were right and they were justified.
White Yonkers thought this decision's got to be wrong. And they looked at Nick, and then he had to tell them the truth. There is no fight. We're a nation of laws, and we've lost.
How come the only people talking about this damn housing thing are white?
We also follow the lives of 4 women who were public housing residents. They were some of the bravest women I know.
If you could move, would you? My home is my home.
Everybody wasn't trying to integrate. Good, bad, indifferent, everybody wasn't trying.
They don't want to live with us, and why should we want to live with them?
It just shows how much fear there is on both sides. Fear of losing what you know to what you don't know.
One of the most exciting things about this miniseries, it shows you justice at work.
The federal case was only settled in 2007. This is recent history.
F. Scott Fitzgerald said, show me a hero and I'll write you a tragedy.
It's just a very human story about this young guy trying to find his way through this mess. It's one of the most emotionally demanding roles I've played.